Just because it's summer does not mean you can't wear well-made casual footwear. And many guys don't feel like this is the case. And I used to be one of them. Like in winter, I'd put together outfits with like really high quality boots. And then in summer, I just get really lazy and default to workout clothes. But if you like well-made and casual leather footwear, I share your passion and took way too long to realize all the options I could wear with shorts. So I want to save you some time and let you know you have options in summer that will scratch that itch for high quality shoes, because you can't wear boots with shorts. The only boot that I think can maybe look cool with shorts is Red Wing's Mock Toe, but you have to really be confident and really style the rest of the outfit really well. So number one, the Moxford. This is definitely the gateway here. Red Wing Heritage is probably America's most beloved heritage boot brand, and they chopped off the top of their world famous mock toe boots to make what they call the Mock Oxford, and which I call the Moxford, of course, because it's funny. Even though this is not an Oxford shoe, it is a derby because the laces come together like that. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. This Moxford is just like the boot, but anyone can 100% wear it with shorts because it's a mock toe and it's really chunky and has this white wedge sole. You can get as casual as you want with these shoes and do them with shorts as well. And this one, in what they call Hawthorne Abilene leather, is a fantastic summer shoe. Like, it's rough out leather, so it's got a fuzzy texture, but it's not waxed, unlike their the Hawthorne Mule Skinner leather that you might have seen from Red Wing. This is unwaxed, so it's nice and soft, but it's very casual, but it's very high quality, and this pale yellow color is like unbelievably perfect for summer. And when I saw a photo of myself actually in these the other day and a straw hat, I realized like it perfectly matches a straw hat. That said, it's very booty in that it's Goodyear welted and stiff and heavy at 800 grams a piece. And the other thing to note is that because you're wearing these with summer socks, you will probably find your normal Red Wing size to be a bit roomier than normal. So take that into account. There's a small chance you might want to go down half a size from the normal Red Wing boot size if you're wearing these. The next option is similar, but it beats those shortcomings of the Moxford being super stiff and very booty. This is a sneaker made with boot leather, and it's stitched to the sole so you can wear it knowing that while it's a sneaker, it's not some nonsense shoe that's just glued to the sole like Chuck Taylor's are. A good leather sneaker with a hard wearing leather upper can make you feel like you're wearing good quality footwear still, and it is indeed more durable. So this here is the Premier sneaker from Thursday Boot Company, and while this shoe comes in a ton of like regular sneaker leathers, they also released a line with what they call heritage leathers, which are boot leathers, which means that these sneakers age beautifully like a boot, like as the wax wears away. Unlike white sneaker leather, which pretty quickly loses its finish and doesn't have well aging as one of the hooks that draws in customers. Also, the Premier here comes in wide widths and half sizes, which most good leather sneakers honestly don't, so you can get a better fit than you're probably used to in sneakers. The heritage Premier sneakers, they come in many famous boot leathers, including the most famous one, which is Chrome XL, which is from Horween Leather Company in Chicago. There's also natural Vachetta leather, which is like a super premium, super fatty vegetable tan leather, normally made in Italy. And the Tobacco Rugged and Resilient, which I believe is Thursday's most popular for their boots. But hardcore boot guys are probably the most drawn to waxed flesh here, which is leather flipped inside out. So the fuzzy inside bit is on the outside, like the Moxford, but it's then coated in wax to increase the water resistance and stain resistance. Boot guys go really crazy for the way waxed flesh ages as the wax wears away and parts of the boot get fuzzier. I actually wore a pair of Thursday's Hero boots in this exact leather for like a year, and this is what they look like. So you get the patina potential of a boot with the lightness and shorts readiness of a sneaker, and the stitch construction means it won't start delaminating at the foot break like my Chucks always do after 1 year of wear. Just note that these boot leather sneakers do indeed need time to break in, and I am still nursing a blister on the back of my ankle from when I took these on a recent beach vacation. Next up is loafers. Please do not change your channel when I tell you that a really good option for boot guys is a well-made loafer. Now, look, I know boots are the cornerstone of heritage workwear fashion guys, and loafers are the cornerstone of like Ivy League preppy guys, and those two have a fierce rivalry. But just like boots can actually be worn by anyone who has feet, you also don't have to be a pretend Yale professor to wear loafers, man. Like after this, I'll mention a sort of midway point that you might prefer. But if you are averse to loafers because they feel too dressy, I encourage you to check out beef roll loafers like these. The beef roll is this bunched piece of leather at the end of the strap here, and they make a loafer more casual. This is Oak Street. Ramcourt is also a good option. They also are pretty wide in the toe, and they also have a pretty pronounced mock stitch here, and all of these dress them down. It is actually very easy to wear these with a t-shirt and shorts and not feel like you're wearing the wrong thing. Loafers definitely can scratch that itch of I want to wear something that embodies serious skill and tradition and craftsmanship. And they're fine with jeans and a t-shirt. You don't have to get all prepped with loafers at all. Ramcourt and Oak Street are my favorite casual ones. Grant Stone's Traveler has the most exciting range of leathers if you want to make your loafers jump with something cool like pink suede or green kangaroo. Big list of my best loafers up there and in the description as well. The award for the shoe shoe that I never thought I would be saying I enjoy ever. This is the huarache shoe. The braided leather and everything, the woven leather strands, it's really hard for that to not make you think about just terrible fashion from the 80s. Huckberry sent me this. This is from Luca. It's like one of the in-house brands. And I was like, I'm never gonna wear this. But the fact is, because it's woven and because it has a heel, those are two things that we don't have on this list anywhere else. And this actually is the easiest to wear without socks than anything else. Without a heel, it is a little hard to go walking for a long amount of time and it'll slip on like a mule or something. Loafers, you can slip on, but whilst like, let's say suede loafers that are unlined are easy to wear sockless, they're never that fun to wear sockless. I tried these on just to get some photos done. Oh yeah, okay, actually I can wear this and it's an actual shoe that I can actually walk around in and actually I can wear without socks. So that's a bonus one for huarache. I was as skeptical as you were when I first saw these, but actually they might be the most comfortable open air shoes for the summer. All right, next up is the espadrille. I think a lot of guys don't have much experience with laceless shoes. So you might not have ever even thought about loafers, let alone espadrilles. But espadrilles are like the midway point between loafers and flip-flops. It's like the casualness of flip-flops, but you look more put together and you can actually walk in them. And they have more sophisticated construction because again, we're talking about guys who want to know they're wearing something that's well made. My espadrilles here are from Koio. They're pretty well known for their sneakers. The downside of them is that they don't do half sizes for them, which you kind of want for a laceless shoe. But what I dig about these espadrilles in particular is that they have this kind of mock stitch here that makes them look more thoughtfully made than the plain toe slipper style espadrilles out there. These are also suede and unlined, so they breathe really well. And a funny bonus is that they're made in Catalonia, Spain, which is where espadrilles were invented. So these are a good balance of casual, but clearly well made. And when they're in shorts or like with linen trousers, they work really well. Next is a really good alternative. It's in storage right now, but here's all my footage of it. A really good one if you want something that you can like slip on, but it's more minimalist than the other shoes we've mentioned. Turkish slippers. So I did a whole video on these ones from Sabah, a brand that I actually see everywhere in Manhattan. They've gotten really big and it happened right after I did my video on them, so I've decided to take credit for that one. I think they're pretty versatile shoes actually. You can wear them with like a t-shirt or with like a linen button up, and what sets Sabah apart from like the people selling similar shoes on Etsy is that they sell them in over 24 different leathers. I fantasize about these leopard print ones a lot. These rough out ones I think are really cool. And I see guys build collections of Turkish slippers to rotate through during summer. I can see why. I can see someone getting really into this one type of shoe to make it your go-to, like because it's right in the middle of slip-on and a slide. And speaking of slides, let's talk about leather slides and mules, which are a kind of leather slide. Here's where we get to today's video sponsor, Huckberry, who sells all three of these leather slides, and the links to them are in the description below. Thanks, Huckberry, for your support. So leather slides, sort of like an espadrille without the option of using the heel. Like there's no heel. This is just really easy to slip on, which is half the equation of summer shoes. But these slides here are my favorite from Mohinders, which are actually cheaper on Huckberry than on mohinders.com. They are slip-ons, but they're still really well made and casual and not too stuffy. Like I know woven leather, like woven leather belts, can make you think of your dad, but this is woven by hand, and the leather is cool for two reasons. Number one, it's natural, meaning it's undyed, meaning it darkens with wear, and so you get that kind of patina element. And the leather is made from water buffalo, which you probably don't own, and is very cool. And it's also a really unusual form of vegetable tan leather called bag tanning, which just uses water, limestone, tree bark, and a plant called myrobalan. Really traditional, really eco-friendly, really specific to India where it's made. And also, just for fun, the footbed is lined with goat leather, which is another cool leather that you probably don't own. And it's not some junk plastic sole, it's natural crepe rubber, and it has stacked leather for the midsole, plus this tiny splash of color here does a really perfect job of modernizing these just enough to, again, make you not think of your dad's woven belt from the 90s. Slides that are cheaper and less complicated but still do the job will be Luca's Terra Mule. This is the Terra Mule, and this is like a half slipper called the Drift, which catches your heel just a little bit. This is actually surprisingly not super secure, but it is more secure than the leather slip-on you get here. And then you get the Mule, which is, yeah, it's just a slide. You can see these like stitch construction in the crepe sole. For a summer shoe, when most people default to flip-flops, you look down and you see the stitching, you see the leather, and you're like, all right, I'm wearing something that was thoughtfully made. And lastly, that's right, flip-flops. It is, I'm pretty sure, the most uncomplicated footwear on earth. And while they will not scratch that itch to wear complex shoes, everyone needs flip-flops sometimes, and you can do better than your throwaway rubber Havaianas, which I own, to be fair. Trent and Heath are cobblers with an awesome YouTube channel, and on top of cobbling, they make leather flip-flops, which I should note they call sandals. They make them in Tennessee under the brand Southern Polished. So they're handmade in America by very cool, charismatic, and skillful YouTube cobblers. I decided to get ones in gray nubuck leather from Milwaukee, and underfoot you've got a midsole, and it's made of closed-cell rubber and grippy polyurethane outsoles on the end of it. So they're very high quality. Again, you've got all these multiple different sorts of materials in there. They've got like a little bit of support on the inside of the foot as well that actually feels like a lot more supportive than the flip-flops you're used to. Trenton and Heath, the brand is Southern Polished. They've got like a ton of different leathers you can pick from. Another good option for an elevated flip-flop, that would be this one. The brand is Hurry Murray, and this is called the Fields Leather Sandal, also in Huckberry. Thank you, Huckberry. Like the strap between the toes here is memory foam to reduce friction. The footbed is also more ergonomic than a flip-flop. It has extra memory foam under the arch. It contours the heel a little bit more, so your foot's a little more steady. And the sole is more functional and durable than a flip-flop. Like I won't pretend again that these are as supportive and ergonomic as like even like a sneaker or something, but like I said, everyone needs flip-flops at some point, and these offer way more than any other flip-flops you've ever worn before, plus the other cheapest item on this list. All right, that does it, man, for my tips on how to not wear boots in summer. I'm gonna try and give this a more clicky title than that, but let me know in the comments below if I missed anything that you really like to wear yourself, and then subscribe here as well if you just went up here, because I got heaps more stuff on casual, durable footwear and other apparel that lasts a long time, so stick around.